This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Dutchcolony. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. This map includes 2 required mods, so be sure to download those. When you download the map, they are the Lizard Biogas Plant by Full Power Shift and Crop Storage by DMI 20mm Normandy. Now, let me read you a bit of the description. It says, welcome to the border area of, and then it lists 2 areas from the Netherlands. This is a fictional map based on the Dutch bog colony of, and then those same 2 areas of the Netherlands. After the bog was dug out, there was enough space to create large fields for arable crops. You can find on the map 2 villages, 3 arable farms, 3 dairy farms, 2 contractors, Buyable repair shop. Seasons is prepared on this map with a seasons mask. This map also includes a custom soil map. Go ahead and jump on in. We'll be sure to select required mods, crop storage, as well as the Lizard Biogas Plant. Load on in. There we can see the custom soil map loading in, as well as the rest of the items within the map now. And here we are. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map. Zoom out. The first thing we'll notice is the map, for the most part, consists of large rectangular fields. Take a look at the lands area. You'll see on new farmer mode, we start out with an arable farm right here, as well as field 5 and 6. Now there are several other farms on this map. But first, let's take a look at the biogas plant, which is viable for $447,000. Now let's go ahead and give ourselves some money. We can buy some farms. So there is an arable farm just to the north of us, side field 7. There is a pig farm just below field 14, $248,000. And the arable farm here is $249,000. Our arable farm is $298,000. We have a dairy farm here, $446,000. We have another arable farm by field 41, $346,000. We have another dairy farm here, just south of 38, for $427,000. And notice the animal areas are popping in here as we buy them, so we will have to own them in order to make use of them. We have a farm here, $450,000. I believe this is a cow farm also. We have another farm here, I believe, $271,000 for chickens. And, well, that should be about it. 3 arable farms, 1, 2, and 3. 3 dairy farms, 1, 2, and 3. Didn't really mention anything about a pig farm, but we've got one up there, and a chicken farm down here. Take a look. Oops, sorry. Let's take a look. We've got all of our standard crops here available to us on Farm Sim 19. Let's take a look at the custom soil map. Go ahead and get this exposed. can see we've got quite an interesting pattern here for soil. Some of the fields to the north are a lot of loamy sand and sandy loam, as well as we've got this path of silty clay coming through field 41, 42, down between lots of the middle of the map here, and then kind of across. So a rather interesting mix. Mostly sandy loam on this particular map. Take a look here. We have two main sell points for the bulk of our grain crops. There is no sell point, interesting enough, for oats. Quite interesting. No sell point for oats, so don't be growing oats. You have two sell points for our root crops. We have a sell point for wool, milk, and eggs, which is good to see. We also have sell point for wood chips, two sell points for silage, hay, straw, and grass, aside from the BGA, should you go and acquire that. We do have a way to sell slurry, and then we have two sell points for our straw pellets and our hay pellets. We start out with a modest list of starting equipment. No animals at the start, and the map does have contracts. Take a look at that starting equipment. We start out with the Case Puma 200 CVX, the Steyr Profi CVT 4145, and the Case 340 CVX. So tractors range in horsepower from 409 to 175 horsepower. The John Deere T560 harvester. And take a look here, guys. We have the Ropa Panther 2 sugar beet harvester as part of our standard equipment. We also have the 625X grain header for our John Deere harvester and a 6-row sugar beet header for the Ropa. We have a Lemken cultivator. Sorry, not a Lemken, but the Amazon cultivator and the Lemken Solitar 12 seeder. We have the Vanderstand Tempo V8 planter and seed hopper. And then we have the Kuhn Metris 4102 fertilize sprayer, the header trailer, and then a pair of farm boots, which is our sleep trigger. Take a look here at our placeable areas. You're going to see that we do not have any custom placeables for our animal pens. We also have no custom buildings in our shop, or in our garage. Sorry. In our garage. So what that means is we're not going to be able to sell anything on the farm. So if you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you're going to find the map is built out exactly how you see it here in New Farmer mode. The only difference is that there's no equipment and no land is owned at the start. You here have our boots. So here is our sleep trigger. Walk around back to our buildings where we have our machinery. You see our Ropa is in here, kind of on the other side of our farmhouse. We have this big garage. This is our crop storage building. That is one of the required mods. Oh, sorry, door. More of our equipment is, of course, scattered throughout these buildings. And then this is not a silage bunker. This is designed for us to tip our sugar beets into, should we so wish, because we have a massive field here. Field 5 is full of sugar beets. That is one of the two fields that we own at the start. Something else to note is we're going to find scattered around the map at least 2 of these tanks. There might be more. I saw 2 on my reconnaissance. These are slurry and digestate storage tanks. So you can put digestate or slurry in them, and pull digestate or slurry out of them. Then here we have the second field we own. Appears to be, I guess it's planted in grass. We're just not seeing any grass growth. Interesting. A little bit of a concern I would have on that. Here we have grass growth. So yeah, I'm a little concerned on that. Check and see if these have collisions. Do indeed. And that is pretty much the main farm tour. We just go ahead and get set up for the fly around, and we'll take an aerial tour of the map. Since we are already pointed toward the south, we'll just go ahead and go that direction. So here we have another one of those digestate storage tanks. One of our dairy farms. Right there. We're going to take a much closer look at all of these farms and sell points when we get to the drive around. Notice some of these fields we cannot merge because we do have kind of waterways between them. I mean, I guess we could raise the ground between them. We did that. Then we would be able to merge them. So we have our BGA down here. Two large three-sided silage bunkers. Several of our sell points are located directly below here. We'll identify those during the drive around. Here we have our vehicle shop. There's also some buy point icons. This area is, gosh darn it, I don't know what that is. Oh, that is, so we do have a whole big chunk of kind of unownable land that we could buy. Some of it is like between the fields, kind of roads, the towns, and other things. So if you had the money, $1.2 million, you could buy the, quote, unbuyable areas. Overall, since I guess the map is kind of dug out from a bog, as the description says, the whole map is just flat as a pancake. Well, here we have our chicken farm. A little bit of a swampy area down here in the southeast. This location we're going to be able to buy slurry from. And then this location over here is going to be a location where we're going to be able to sell slurry. Directly in front of us, we have another arable farm. Beyond that, you can see we have another one of those digestate storage tanks. We have our second dairy farm directly in front of us. Big pasture area. Beyond that, we have our pig farm. It is directly below here. We have our animal dealer just across the waterway. Another slurry digestate storage tank. There's plenty of those. We've got a grain sell point here. We can also buy various products from those containers below. We're going to take a look at that in a little bit. We have another arable farm right here. And that is pretty much the aerial tour. I'm just going to go ahead on back to the shop. That's where we're going to pick up our Mahindra. And that's where we're going to do the drive around. Almost here at the shop. Now, the shop, I think, is based on a real-life area, real-life shop, because there is an interesting picture inside that we're going to take a look at. So, yeah, the shop here, and we're going to have to go inside, get to the shop trigger. Okay. So inside here, we have our shop trigger. And then you can already see through this big window into the back part of the shop. We have our customized maintenance and repair trigger in the back of the building. Go ahead and get through there from here. I like this building. This building is really set up nice. So up here, we have what I think is an image of the real life shop. And I have to say, it might not be an image of the real life shop. This might be a picture. This might be an in-game picture. I think it is an in-game picture. Yeah, I just took a quick look at it earlier, and I was like, oh, it's an image of the real shop. Now looking at it, I think it's a staged in-game picture. Sneaky, sneaky Dutchfield. Oh, that is the name of the map author. Sneaky, sneaky there. The maintenance trigger right inside the door here. And our vehicle spawn point is around back. So we have a huge spawn point for new equipment back here. Now, something we're going to notice is that these hedges, well, they're free of collisions. Head on over here, and this is our first sell point we're going to take a look at. We have the Zingler forage sell point right here. It's going to be taking our pellets, hay, straw, grass, and silage. That's going to be inside this building here. Okay. We've got lots of sell points inside of buildings on this particular map. Now we have a white icon here. White icons typically mean you can buy something there. It is not a sell point, it is a purchase point. We can purchase slurry from directly below there. And then back here, we're going to be able to purchase manure. Okay. Back up to this. And boom, now we can buy some manure. Nice little sinkhole going on. Ah, look at that sneakiness. So, edges don't have collisions, but the fences, that fence does. All right, let's pay attention so we drive better here. Drive like a pro. I'm going to go ahead and just turn north and grab this dairy farm just to the north here. Take care of that. Here we have our dairy farm, and we do not have sleep triggers at any of the other farms, but that's okay. We can sell our boots, and we can buy more boots and basically set up the farm wherever we really want it. We do have 2 silage bunkers here. Bunker 1 and a bunker 2. Lots of vehicle storage, implement storage, potential bale storage. Here we have our dairy building. We have our milk trigger right here. And we can identify the milk trigger because we have the animal pen extension installed. The animal pen extension gives us this kind of kiosk, and that is kind of set up for automatic or daily automatic milk pickup, should we so wish. We also have the animal pen extension to help us identify where the water trough is by use of these pipes. So here is our water trigger. This particular farm will hold 300 cows. Then we have our food trough and our straw trigger inside of this building. Cows have the huge pasture there. So with seasons, you're going to be set. You're not going to have to feed those guys anything for a while if you don't want to. So we also have silage bunkers down here on the other end of the building. 2 big ones. And then our manure heap right there. Let's just check and make sure these animals don't require anything special. Yep, they look good. Let's head on down to the biogas plant, just down here in the southwest of the map. Just inside here to the right, we have a fuel trigger. I have a large storage building for our equipment there also. Then we have our digestate trigger right here and our digester right there. We do have the 2 large, very large silage bunkers. 1 and a bunker 2. And that is the biogas plant. Let's take a look at Cell Point Central, just around the corner. In Farm Firm. I'm going to park this right here in the middle. So we come in here, we have a scale we can pull into, and then inside this building, we have a grain sell point. All you gotta do is basically pull in here and just dump on the ground. Inside this building, we have a root crop sell point. Now, right here is what I am guessing is the log sell point. Okay. Now, I haven't seen a trigger to sell the logs anywhere, but that is the only thing that I can figure is the log sell point, because right here it says sawmill. Okay. So right there for your logs, but again, I don't know where that sell wood trigger is located. I haven't found it. Here we have a sell point for wood chips, and here we have a sell point for various farm products. We have our eggs, our milk, and our wool and cotton. Now let's head on over to the chicken farm. I mean, you could almost make that an arable farm too. Buyable, $145,000. So that could be an arable farm. You got just a shed there, not a lot of a yard, but you know, if you're playing this on a multiplayer server, you've got, let's count them. You've got the one down there we just identified. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 farms. Right? Chicken farm, 3 cow farms, so that's 4. You have the pig farm, that's 5. You got the 3 arable farms that we already knew about, that's 8. Yeah, and then that little one is 9. Plus the BGA. So you already have more possible farm areas than you're allowed actual individual farms in multiplayer. On PC you get 8. I don't know if you get that many on console or if it's less. Here we are at the chickens. Chickens are an interesting setup. We have 3 chicken coops, basically. This is where we're going to buy our chickens. 500 chickens for this particular chicken coop setup. So chickens are bought at that building, and we feed our chickens down here at this building. And then I think chickens kind of just mosey around in this big area. I hear him, I don't see him. Oh, he's right there, right below me. Get a snake, he'd have bit my foot off. So then we also have, again, lots of vehicle storage here. Little chicken farm. Go and see, do they have anything special? Nope. Your standard chickens. Now, eggs. Eggs. Where the eggs spawn? I don't know. They might spawn right there. I haven't seen a indicated area for where the eggs spawn. So I'll leave that for a little bit of gameplay mystery and intrigue. Head on up to the next arable farm. We already hit the dairy farm, kind of here toward the middle of the map. But before we get there, we'll swing over here to the slurry buy point. We got lots of places to buy slurry, places to sell it. Buy slurry from here. Then right up the street, I assume you could possibly run a slurry racket, buying and selling slurry right up and down the street. So we're going to be selling our slurry. This is that big dairy farm that we were already at. We have our arable farm. Lots of huge vehicle storage, implement storage. There we have our fuel trigger. Now what's interesting is the arable farms have the fuel triggers. The dairy farms, the chicken farm, the pig farm, not so much. There's no fuel on those farms. Digestate storage tank again. Take a look here at the dairy farm, another dairy farm. We have a water trigger right here. We're going to find these scattered around a few different farms, but we have a water trigger. Again, our two silage bunkers. And we pretty much have the same building as the other dairy farm. We have our milk trigger. We have our manure. Our food and straw trigger. We have our water trough. We have our our delivery points up here. 250 cows for this particular area. Then we also have in here, we've got another two large silage bunkers. Trigger for one, and the second trigger. Let's head on over here and check out the pig farm. And I have to say, you know, forget the American maps, this Dutch map has just as big and square-ish fields. So we have our pigs. We have our slurry right there. Pig trigger, 300 pigs. Well, for sure I'd gotten that door to open earlier, but have our water trough here, and to be honest, I do not remember where our food trigger is. Oh, it's right here. I believe our food trigger is right there. Right here at this building, and there we go. There we go. I think our straw trigger is inside of here. And again, a fair amount of vehicle storage, implement storage buildings. Like how all of these farms do have a farmhouse. If we wanted to put our boot trigger there, we could. See here on the other side of the waterway, we have another water trigger right there. Then this is our animal dealer. Animal trigger is right here. We have another slurry buy point where we can purchase slurry. And then we have our second silage, hay, straw, and grass sell point right here. Head on down here to this sell point here. And this is another grain sell point. Again, you're going to need to have to go into the building. We are an agricultural firm. So you have to come in here, and then you'll get the dump trigger to unload. Now on the side here, there is a sell point for you to purchase, a buy point, I should say, for you to buy various product. Go ahead and hit that so we can get chaff, lime, pig food, total mixed rations, fertilizer, or seed and silage from this particular area. We do have another arable farm right here. It's not much. What you see is what you get. A big shed, smaller shed with lots of different bays. Our starting farm is right down the road there. Take this little cut through. We have the fuel station for the map. And then we have another sawmill, or the actual working sawmill. Remember, down here we had a sawmill icon and what looked like some sort of trigger on the ground, but no actual sell wood icon. Here we have the sell wood icon and the sawmill right here. So I don't know what the other area is, why that's marked sawmill when we don't have an actual ability to sell wood there. And then we have one final dairy farm to take a look at. Oops. On the road. Be hard pressed to bring wide equipment through those little crossroads, that's for sure. And here we are at our third dairy farm. Again, we have our silage bunkers, 1 and 2 here. Same general cow building as the other dairy farms. 250 cows. We have our dairy milk trigger. Additional silage bunkers. So every dairy farm used to have 4 silage bunkers. We have our manure pile over here. Water trigger there, and then we have a place here to get water. We've seen at some of the other farms. Slurry point. And our food and straw trigger right there. So guys, that is mostly it. That is Dutchcolony. Let me know in the description or in the comments, what do you think of the map? Is this a map you'd be interested in doing in multiplayer? Got plenty of fields, plenty of big farms, multiple animal farms, multiple area farms, BGA. I think it would be really good multiplayer map for someone looking to do lots of animals, lots of fields, and so forth. So until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.